as you already understood, the simplest case of radiation is the case when we have plane wave. For example, when we have a flat surface of this continuity, and if this is oscillate like this, obviously the wave generated by this oscillation would be the plane wave. The next simplest case is the case when we have breathing sphere. In other words, if you have a sphere like this, and if this sphere breathes omnidirectionally, in other words, it oscillates independent with any angle, then the sound generated by this kind of breathing sphere would be spherical. Omnidirectionally, same phase can be preserved. The other next simplest case would be like this. Suppose we have two breathing spheres, but each breathing sphere radiate or oscillate out of phase. In other words, when this expand, this contract. Expand, contract, expand, contract. Then what we can immediately see is that there is some surface, there is no sound propagation. For example, in this case, in this surface, there will be no sound propagation. And in this axis, there will be a very strong sound radiation compared with other angle. So we can see that the sound radiated by these two breathing spheres has some direction of propagation that we call trembling sphere. Because when I have this sphere, and then if this sphere oscillates like this, then the sound in this direction would be maximum. And the sound in this direction, obviously there is no sound radiation in this direction. Therefore, there is a directivity. So we will study about how sound is radiating, first by using breathing sphere case, and then trembling sphere case, and using these two fundamental and the physically tangible example, we will attempt to understand general sound radiation.